Good morning. It is 6:36 a.m. on Tuesday, July 25th, 2017. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, CAT scan with Luna yesterday went as expected, I guess. No surprises was the result, I guess, which means that we're gonna proceed with radiation treatment. We're gonna try that, and hopefully Luna will tolerate it well, and it will help. We'll see. Um, yeah, Luna's routine has been kind of disrupted, so she's a little, I don't know, she's a little, grumpy's not the right word, but she's being a little bit obstinate this morning. So she actually hasn't gone out to pee yet, or rather, I took her out and she didn't feel like peeing. So I came in and gave her breakfast, and we'll try again before I go to work. But yeah, so once we start the treatment, that's going to be massive disruption to routine. So hopefully that won't be too traumatic for her. But we'll have to make do. Um, in any case, I thought today I would. I don't know. I was going to talk about Wicked. Yeah, I don't know. I can. I still will. The brief hesitation there, just so anyone is curious, was that if I were to put in the description that I'm just talking about Wicked, and someone who doesn't usually listen to these or is not up on them says, "Oh, what does this person think about Wicked?" and then they get dog update. Maybe I can be more descriptive in the description. I'm also like almost halfway through the video, and I haven't even started on that other topic yet, but I will. I will start now. So I went to see Wicked on Saturday night. This is a show that I had heard the soundtrack for, but not seen or read as a play. And what that means is can be different for different musicals, because some musicals like Hamilton or Les Mis, for example, are pretty much sung all the way through. So there's really not a lot of, like scenes that aren't part of the soundtrack. Wicked is got a lot of songs in it, but it also has many scenes that are not sung, and so there was certainly significant additional context that I didn't have just from listening to the songs. Um, and it was really good. I really enjoyed the production. Our seats were not, we're further from the stage than optimal, but with a nice, we were near the center, so it had a good view, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoy musical theater, and I sometimes, I let it go a little longer between seeing shows than I should, because I enjoyed it. Um, but there's a couple things that stood out about Wicked to me that I really enjoyed. One is that the primary emotional relationship and conflict in the story is about the friendship of two women, namely Elphaba, the titular Wicked Witch, and Glinda, who, Glinda the Good from Wizard of Oz. The whole story being, of course, a telling of the Wizard of Oz from the perspective of the Wicked Witch. And I thought that that was, notable and unusual, just it's not, the most common thing. Like there's romantic love in the story, but it is definitely considered treated secondary, as something that puts the friendship under strain rather than the primary thing. And it was really, really good, and I liked it. It was very funny in many parts. But one of the things that also kind of struck me is how timely it felt in a lot of ways. And maybe this is a reflection of how lots of these sorts of, timely issues actually, are sort of evergreen. But one of the as the mystery builds in this story, we hear that there's lots of talking animals in Oz, but that they've been gradually being, encouraged to not speak and, shunted aside. So, like, there's a professor who's a goat, and he's talking about how, like, oh, he might not be permitted to teach anymore, and he's worried because, some of his colleagues who used to be very intelligent are not able to speak anymore, and it's, why is that? And so there's some, uh, you know, uh, not prejudice, discrimination and oppression being figured in there, and then we eventually realize that in this version of the story, at least, that it's the wizard himself who, because he doesn't have any power, manages to unite all of the people of Oz by giving them enemies. And so first it's by telling them that the talking animals are going to ruin their way of life, and so they need to be, uh, prevented from speaking so that they can't do that anymore. And then when Elphaba tries to call him out for that, that's when she gets labeled the Wicked Witch. And so she decides to fight him, and that's why, of course, all the rumors get spread and everything. And it's really kind of an interesting story in that regard. Just I don't think I have to explain how some of those things are timely. Anyway, yeah, I've got to go ahead and finish getting ready, and I will talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes. All right.